Okay. Okay. So first of all, thanks for choosing to invest time to take such decision on a day, Sunday evening it's commendable. So you have to thank yourself for doing that. Second, the traditional divisions of time is muhurta, which is 48 minutes. In English, we use a 60-minute division, which is called hour, HOUR. That time division is also available in the tradition. It is called hora, HORA. From that, the English word hour has been derived. So a day is divided into 24 hours and 30 muhurtas. A muhurta is 48-minute slot. So you have 30 slots of 48 minutes available to us every day. There are various ways in which we can utilize this time. For example, if we are having a desk job, you take an 1 hour slot, 48 minutes you slog, no problem, and give yourself a 12 minutes break. So this is one practical way to utilize hour and muhurta. So what happens is, you need to sharpen your axe, right? So that 12 minutes will give you that rest and relaxation required. I keep saying, even someone performing Guinness Book of World Records gets 5 minutes break in every 1 hour. So I'm sure none of us here are aspiring to create any Guinness record. So let us extend that 5 minutes to 12 minutes in our own health perspective. Else, the modern studies say that we may develop sitting disease. So this is one input which you can extend and apply in your day-to-day life. Okay. So this muhurta is an extremely important component when it comes to auspicious or inauspicious things. People who do wrong things also, now that kind of vidya is not very much in the public domain. Remember, any culture, civilization, or a tradition which has been there for thousands of years, there will be good, bad, ugly shades of gray. So we should not assume if it is old tradition, it means you have only good things. That means we are living in fool's paradise. Okay. So in manifestation, all shades will be available. But we are all thinking, what next? How can I maximize our time and go ahead? So our focus is generally on what good things you can do. Okay. So this is one conscious decision we take. And many of these good things are decided based on this muhurta. An event, they will fix this muhurta, this event will happen. Now, even getting up in the morning, that slot is called Brahma Muhurta. So it is 48 minutes before sunrise. And if you want to derive extraordinary benefits, you can wake up 3 into 48 minutes before sunrise. This is how during pandemic, the time of getting up at 3 o'clock and 36 minutes became very famous. They fixed sunrise at 6 o'clock and 3 slots of 48 minutes is 2 hours 24 minutes. And people used to wake up at 3:36 and do their whatever programs and all that they were doing. Thanks to pandemic, this concept came in. So we can choose to wake up keeping sunrise at 6, 3 muhurtas, 3:36 to 6 o'clock anytime. That is very ideal for, first of all, mental health. The key thing of mental health is laziness. So by getting up soon, you not only get mental health, but also many people will not be willing to get up at that time because there is no incentive. Only people who want to do more and get more from themselves and around will have to motivate themselves and do these things. So what we did is, let us keep, say, 48 minutes before sunrise, we will do some activity. So let us fix it at, say, approximately, say, 5 o'clock or 5:10. And if your body as a system is working optimally, you need only 18 to 24 minutes to get ready. When I say get ready, your ablutions and bath, beyond which is only luxury. And the easiest tip I can give you is, when you get into the washroom, don't take your mobile. Otherwise, you will sit for one muhurta in the washroom. So the easiest way to come out is, fix a task, come out soon. That's not your dining chair or an office chair. It's after all a Western commode. Okay. So this practical input I'm giving you. If you think, how can I get ready in 24 minutes? You can get ready. In 24 minutes is more than enough for you to get ready. Then the next 24 minutes is what we are going to practice. So approximately, I wanted to finish 5 minutes before 6 o'clock. That is why we set 5:31 to 5:55. Let us keep it. So even if you get up at 5 for 48 days continuously, I can tell you there are enormous benefits. We did this pilot study last year, January 30 onwards, for 48 days. And we consistently did, a group of a dozen of us consistently did. And I got calls from wives of 3 of my friends who participated. The good feedback was the snoring decibel had reduced to all those who participated in that 48 day. So obviously, at least in India, women bear that brunt. Okay, as if some Bose speaker, some song is playing permanently next to your bed. So that's how things are. So we successfully did that experiment, and results are good, and they are all continuing the practice. And now this thought process of reintroducing with another process came in, wherein a 12-minute of japa or a mantra sadhana will conclude the process. We'll start with Nadi Shodhana Pranayama for 10 rounds. So this was the idea last week, which was in the mind when we wanted to do 12-minute and 12-minute process. So in between this last 4-5 days, the idea occurred that when we are practicing pranayama, why not practice a small process before getting even into working with the mantra? That is the reason why in this last morning video, I have mentioned about Antarmauna. So Antarmauna is a process which will help us to first stabilize, ground, and become ready to even do a mantra sadhana. Okay, so what we would be doing is we would be practicing Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, because each of us have a different way. The inhalation, exhalation counts may be different. So when you come to the group, we are going to practice it around, say, 8 minutes of Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Okay, or 8 to 10 minutes. We'll iterate it in the next 3-4 days when we regularly practice. Follow it with a 6 minute of mandatory inner silence. How to cultivate inner silence. I'm going to give you some tips today and take you through Nadi Shodhana Pranayama also, followed up with Antarmauna, then a japa. So all this we are going to finish before 8 o'clock today. Is it okay? So now, this Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, how many of you here are aware? Because there are people who are coming for the first time. So I know Linda, Lydia, Kasturiji, Coach, Gururaj Rao, Lata, Shanta. The last row who are all not on camera. Oh, which Dr. Vijay Lakshmi is also here. How many of you wish to learn it right now? Okay. So even if one person raises, we have to do it. So what we are going to do is to understand. Yes, Brahmaji?
No, I said I wish to learn. That's why
Okay,
I raised my hand.
okay, sure. So, whenever we do pranayama technique of any sort, it is always important to let go of whatever is there inside the system. Okay, so what we need to do, I'll give a simple demonstration. This is the mudra we are going to use, which is called Nasika mudra, wherein the right thumb is as it is. The next two fingers are at the root of the right thumb, and then these two fingers are like kept like this. And we are going to close the right nostril and gracefully allow yourself to exhale only through the left. This is called emptying whatever is there. Okay. Then you inhale. Once you complete inhale, how do you know you have completed inhale? You will know your capacity. So once you inhale, close it, then release the right thumb and exhale through the right. And once you reach the end of your exhalation, inhale through the right. Close, exhale through the left. Okay, so what are the precautions or understanding we should have whenever you are going to practice any process which is related to the physical domain from the field of yoga? It could be asana or it could be pranayama, it could be kriya, it could be bandha. Ensure you are at optimal health. You should not be running temperature. You should not have cough or cold. You should not suffer from any ear, nose, throat issue. Only if you are clear, please practice. If it is not clear, figure out a way to get it cleared by approaching a yoga teacher or an Ayurveda doctor near you and clear that phlegm or the congestion from your entire respiratory tract. It will take one kriya, they will help you to cleanse it. Okay, that is the first prerequisite. Second, ensure that the inhalation and exhalation is balanced. For example, when you are inhaling through your left for 5 counts at your own speed, the way I count 5 will be different, the way you count 5 will be different. Your own count, you feel once you reached 5, you have reached the limit, close and exhale for 5. Again, inhale for 5 through the right, exhale for 5 through the left. Some of you who are attempting to practice after a long time or the first time, after hearing this particular talk, you may struggle to maintain that count. For example, you would have inhaled 5, exhaling, you would be doing only 3 or 4. Nothing to worry. Reduce the inhalation to 4. Begin from where you are. Let us not be ambitious. We don't need to prove to anybody. This many decades we didn't do anything. So overnight, don't put stress on yourself. If your ability to exhale and inhale, which is the minimum number, keep that as the optimum number. Is it clear to all of you? When you're inhaling 5, but you are struggling to exhale 5, stop it at 4. When you are inhaling, make it 4 everywhere. Is it okay? Good. So this is how the Nadi Shodhana Pranayama works. Now, in English, this is interpreted as alternate nostril breathing. That is a first level translation. But here, Nadi means subtle energy channel. We have 72,000 nadis in the body. Shodhana means purification. Now we may ask, what is this 72,000? If you ask me to list, I can list only 10. But there are exponents in this Vidya. They can give you a rattle out these names. So what are these They are all nothing but your mental modes, mental states. For example, all of you know. Okay. Lata, which nostril is flowing for you?
Left.
So when the left nostril is flowing, it is called Ida. We are generally made to believe that we are breathing in and out always through both the nostrils. I am afraid that is not the truth. At any time, you will breathe in and out predominantly through only one nostril. With that, you can cross-check the state of your mind. So when your left is flowing, your mind is in ideation, discussion, or some thought process is happening heavily. You could be doing brainstorming when your left is flowing. When your right flows, it is called Pingala. That is time for action, consolidation, decision making. So for a balanced life, we need both to be operated optimally. So what nature does, every 1.5 hours, it will naturally switch from right to left on its own. This input, just keep it. So I was mentioning to you about the function of Ida, function of Pingala, like that every intelligent function in the body is governed by a nadi. That is how you have to understand. So maybe there are 72,000 functioning happening in the body. We are not aware. We are not even aware where the stomach is unless you get a stomach ache, right? We are not aware of anything actually. Only when you get a nose block, you feel that you have a nose. Otherwise, we are specialists in taking things, people, and life for granted. Okay. So this is how you have to understand. So when you do Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, what happens? Like how a gas pipe or a water tube in your home gets cleansed when frequently you use it. We are using prana to cleanse these nadis. Is it okay? That is why Nadi Shodhana. And because these two are the primary carriers which are connecting the 71,998 other channels inside the body. Like your home can have 50 windows and 10 doors, but entry can be through only one door. Then you get access to the other doors, correct? Similarly, the access to other nadis you get with Ida and Pingala working. And during meditation, the great ones say, it appears if our meditation is perfect, both the nadis would be flowing, saying there is a balance in the mind and the prana. Does that make sense? So this is why we are asked to take up a mantra or any type of meditation to balance. So this Nadi Shodhana, we are going to do 8 to 10 minutes. We will iteration, we will do next 3-4 days and figure it out. Any observations or doubts till now? And I'm requesting each of you here who are first time coming to share your number in the chat box so that I will request Bhavana to share with you some notes on whatever we are talking today. By end of the day, we'll make a small group and we'll share it with you. Okay. I'm not aware who referred Bharati, Pushpa. Is it Saumya Shri, or this is different Saumya? I don't know.
And this is Soumya Shri only, sir.
Oh, great. Shrimat's first student is Saumya Shri. So we popularly call her Shrimat's first child. Okay. So she is there. It's a great blessing. See. So I don't need to send anything. All of you know. Pushpa and Bharati, if you say who referred you, I can tell whether you need notes or not.
I referred Pushpa.
Okay, then no problem. Then you will handle it. Bharati?
I can pass on the information.
Okay. So unless you say, we cannot do anything about it, okay? You need to say. Only if you are asked, you will be given. So this is about
I shared my number, Krishna.
Super. Okay. So this is about Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Okay. Now coming to the concept of Antarmauna, we would share the talk again today to whoever has attended. Just go through it. But as a crux, what I would like to tell you, after we do the pranayama, because we cannot directly deal with the mind and the depths where it can take us, we are using pranayama as a vehicle to navigate the vagaries of the mind. That's the simple way to understand. So we do pranayama. That is why pranamaya kosha is there. Then only manomaya kosha is there. So for perfecting and working with manomaya kosha, we are going to work with antarmauna, inner silence. So here, how can we, right from day one, we can do a great practice. I'll give you a simple tip, okay? How many of you have visited a beach or a seashore? All of you would have visited. Okay, good. And out of all who raised, they will know the example. Like Aishwarya, Linda, Lydia, Bhavana will ace it. So I'll ask Venki, what is your experience? Yeah, Soumya, Babu, all of you know. You all know this example actually. Venki, exactly what you do when you go to seashore?
I mean, actually, I go there to enjoy the water and breeze first.
Mm.
So that's what I go. But I think after some time, after spending time, I start enjoying the nature, and then the vast ocean kind of hits me at some point. Initially, I'm enjoying the nature, but then that's what happens to me.
Great. So when you stand at the seashore, how do you face the waves?
I'm facing it in the front, so it's coming towards me, and I actually start going towards it. So invariably, I get pulled towards it. So I kind of walk into the ocean. It happens that way.
And then the family or friends will say, Venki, come back, you are going too far.
Somebody
and
will go on. Yeah.
Yeah. So suppose, let us assume one day you are just standing there and experiencing the waves. Okay.
Mhm.
Do you think you can dictate which wave can hit you, or what is the intensity of the wave? Can you predict anything?
No.
Have you ever tried it?
I
Suddenly
mean,
a big wave will come, correct?
the mind tries because it does on the previous wave experience. It says there's a big wave that's going to come and hit, but suddenly it doesn't happen. It
It
changes.
fizzles out.
So it fizzles out. But then some wave come and hit. So it's a
Yes,
mixed thing. It keeps changing.
perfect. So if you understand this example, you can handle your mind for 6 minutes. Just think you are at a seashore. You have no control over the intensity, the height, the force, and the speed of the wave. You are just there voluntarily standing there. So the mind is going to do the same thing to us. When you are closing the eyes and when you are there, the thoughts are going to come to you as waves and they will go off on their own. Like Venki said, if you are trying to go deep, and so they will keep dragging you. But if you are standing there, they will come to you and they will go back. You don't need to do any effort. Nobody needs to do any effort standing on a seashore to manage the waves. Am I right or no? You have no effort, correct? You just replicate this experience to your mind. That much input is enough to start the practice of Antarmukha. You are there, waves are there. Waves are the thoughts which are arising from the ocean called the mind. We don't know the depth of the ocean or the sea. We don't know the depth of our mind. We don't know which thought can impact us, which thought just comes like a pet dog near you and goes. And there are waves which will come so fast and just next to your toes, they will subside and they will go back. Exactly the same. Okay. So you don't need to spend a weekend learning about all these things. This is practice. This is practical. So when you hear the instruction that now let's start the practice of Antarmona, you just stay there. And whatever happens, happens. And you will be there at the end of the process. Don't worry. You will be there. You just be there. So when you are there, what happens? Like Venki said, no, your previous experience of the waves, all that doesn't matter. When you are just there, because you are open to that experience. And then you will understand this noise of judgment, ridicule, criticism, past pain, trauma, a romantic mood, all this are not permanent at all. Nothing can be permanent. So in our system, even gods and goddesses are not permanent. They are entry into reality. That's it. They themselves know. Like us, they have a role to play in the cosmic level. Very simple. Our system is very simple. Anything which is manifested is always impermanent. Permanent things can never manifest. You just understand this principle. Just be there. And like how you do the housekeeping, whatever you do not wish to think, they will only well up first and later it will be fine. And that also thanks to Venki, he said after some time he sees the enormity of the sea and all that. Like how you start the fishermen, if you notice, to push the boat from the shore to somewhere middle, there is effort required. After that, the ocean resembles a clear lake. Once in a while, there will be a tempest. That's okay. So that distance, if we have that emotional capability to be there, you will sail through. So for that, minimum duration is 1/8 of a muhurta, which is 6 minutes. So this is what we are going to do in the second part of the practice. We can take a 2 minutes slot to share your observations, and then I'll move to the next one. Monikut, you have unmuted. Anything you have to share? Okay.
No. I think the smartphone has acted smartly.
Okay. Both the processes are reasonably okay. Don't worry. They may, even if they are completely not okay also, it's okay. But be consistent in the practice, you will be perfect. Yes, Anna, please tell me.
Yeah, I have a question. Sometimes it's a beautiful analogy about the ocean, and it's amazing. But sometimes you have these thoughts which are so, if you kind of go through a process which is quite stressful, and these thoughts, they would just reemerge, obviously, when you wake up. And yeah, even knowing how to deal with them. Morning, they can reveal themselves with quite powerful force. And how you don't not get engaged into them, because it's only 6 minutes, and then
Yeah.
and then
I'll tell you a
if
simple
you
way.
if you block
Simple
if you
way.
block them, so
You note it down after the session. See, always we have to keep remembering what is the session goal. Are we sitting down to deal with our thoughts, or you are sitting there to deal with your mind? It is not a brainstorming session. So you always ask yourself, what is my purpose of taking this 6 minutes out? Is to perfect my ability to be a witness and observer. So Anna's question is very important because the things which we neglect and the things which we have to finish, the things which we have kept as a secret from people, those things will come first. Because you are not ready to discuss in public, so they will well up. That's why I was telling it's like your initial housekeeping. Then it will be normal. But when you give value to that, it becomes invaluable. It will not leave you. Here you are not neglecting. You are there, the thoughts are there. You keep remembering, my objective of the 6 minutes is to be a witness. then if you keep revisiting this statement, you will be able to manage that turmoil, if at all turmoil is there. Is it okay? And note them down, address them later. Then the mind also knows deep within that you are not ignoring. So that is another way of doing it. But here, whenever you are in doubt, ask, what is the objective of this process? How long I should manage this objective? Okay, 6 minutes. I'll keep coming back to being a witness. Once in a while, I am dragged. Somebody will be playing a music of your choice. Someone will call you. Your WhatsApp beep will happen. Somebody will open the door at that time. A vehicle will give a very strong horn. Everything is happening every day. Because you are sitting quiet, it is amplified. That's it. Correct, no? So this question is very important. If there is a repetition of the thoughts every day it's happening, then it is time you give value to it and try to sort it out if you can. Otherwise, don't break your head. Be a witness, and be a witness. Is it okay? Yeah. Can I move to the next part? So now, some of you may have your own mantra already. So you don't need to worry, or whatever I'm going to talk, for courtesy's sake, you can stay back. Okay. For others who wish to pick up a mantra and do, so I'm going to suggest a mantra, which is allowed by the tradition to share. Now, I'm not going to share some rocket science. Okay. So there are 2 mantras. In fact, we have time. I'll give a glimpse of it. You pick up whatever is yours and then do it. Suppose one of you feel this is too tedious, but I still want to have a meditative effect. Don't worry. After the inner silence, you shift to being aware of your breath. Very simple. So let me deal with that first couple of minutes and then get into the mantra. Some of you may have an inbuilt resistance to mantra. So we are not going to deal with that because that is your subject to deal with it. If you have such resistance, but still wish to experience the meditative effect, you could choose being aware of your breath. So how to do that? As a witness, you are practicing antarmauna. Same as a witness, again you are going to shift into being aware of the breath. But both in antarmauna and in this meditative practice, 2-3 mandatory things you have to take care. One is keep your spine erect, preferably be seated on a floor. If you are seated on a chair, ensure the chair is stable. Some of us can sit with folded legs on the chair. Do it. If you still want to keep your feet on the ground, place a mat, your yoga mat or a carpet, not directly on the floor. You can sit properly like that and do the practice. So you can sit on the ground with folded legs properly, Sukhasana or any meditative posture. You can sit the similar way in a chair, on a chair. The third option is seated on a chair. Ensure you are not moving, but you are grounding yourself on a mat or a carpet below the soles. Don't cross your feet like this. Keep it like this and sit. So 3 options. Whichever option you choose, ensure your spine is straight and the chest is opened. And you can adopt a simple mudra like this or any mudra of your choice. Okay. Then the very important thing is maintain a smiling face. Okay. Otherwise, someone passing by may be afraid on seeing you. That is one. Second, it should not be you had an ounce of neem oil or castor oil. You should be very pleasant, as if you saw the person whom you wish to see, or you saw a beautiful flower or a sunrise. That pleasant disposition is important to release the stress in the mind. You may be perfect in your mantra meditation, perfect in pranayama, perfect in antarmona. That is all academic perfection. Academic perfection will never give results. All of us know the limitations of academic brilliance. Here it is practice brilliances, being a friend to yourself, friend to the process. It can be possible only when you have a gentle smile throughout the practice. Second, remember, you are not in competition with anybody, even with yourself. Don't feel I have to better what I did yesterday. Yesterday is gone, that is past. Don't put pressure on yourself. Today, whatever you can do, you do. And with a smiling face. This is why smiling face is important. It helps you to stay in the present. It helps you to relieve your self-imposed stress also. Is it okay? Then when you are practicing breath awareness, because we are a very vast group, the easiest way is you keep looking straight inside. The pupils, the eyeballs are still, but be aware of breath entering and exiting your nostrils. Next stage is you can gaze at the nostrils from inside. All that is all not needed. All that is not needed. You just be aware. The body and mind will do what it has to do in the due course. Go step by step. So just be a witness how the breath is happening. It's entering the nostril, it's exiting the nostril. Is it okay? That's it. Till you hear, you can do palming and you can wind up. So this is what people who are going to do breath awareness, you are going to do. People who are going to do with mantra, you already have a mantra. Please invoke that mantra and do the process. Simple. Some of you, okay, before even going there, if all of you have a mantra, I don't need to tell anything. No, why should I load you with some more information? All of you have a mantra with you to practice? Okay.
I have the one from Yoga Nidra.
Any mantra. The role of mantra is to take us to the zone of silence. Any mantra will do. Any of you who doesn't have, you can show. Otherwise, we are good for the day. Because too much information is also not good. So all of you have, no? Yes, Sunil?
Krishna, I have been trying several mantras because I think I spoke about this once before also. So just for information, I'd like to hear from you also because I want to, I want to try it if you don't mind.
Yeah. No problem. Lydia knows what mantra I'm going to do. So we will do the mantra of the Divine Mother. Simple. That's the easiest. So the mantra is Om Shri Matre Namaha. That's it. And to all of you here, you may know this. I'll still chant it 3 times and send it to you. Now this mantra is taken from Lalita Sahasranama. This text is kept in Brahmanda Purana. And this is the first text in the public domain which spoke about chakras, bandhas, granthi, many things it has spoken about. Okay. Then Sahasra means 1000. I think Sahasra Nama. Ara means the spoke, like rays of light, Sahasra, 1000. Nama means name. Similar, the English word name has been derived from this word, Nama. Lalita. So what is Lalita? The root word is Leela. Leela means the one who likes to play or sport. So the Divine Mother is given, one of her names is Lalita. Actually, she doesn't have a name. We can't understand her. So in her own compassion, this name is given. So Lalita. So the divine you are seeing as Lalita. That means the one who is playful, one who is ready to sport. So what should be our bhava, the attitude when we do the mantra? We tell the divine as mother that you have no option. I am your child, you have no option. She can't disown you, right? There's no option for her. So you are going to tell her, you better come down to my level and take me to where I have to go. My work is doing the mantra. Very simple. Like how our own biological mother or our aunts and uncles at home conversed with us in a language which is never recorded when we were a child. We say, oh, they also say, ah, as if both understood there was a communication going on. Correct? So this is exactly the state we are all in, because we clearly know, at least people who are here, that we don't know that we don't know. There is so many things like that in life. And whatever we know it is only that knowledge is still one more question asked to us about that subject, we will not know. Whichever subject we think we are an expert, we can be made look like a normal pedestrian if that one question about our own subject is asked for which we may not have the answer. So our knowledge levels are only that much. That is necessary to deal with the day-to-day life. So with that, how can you deal with yourself and the cosmic functions and how the work is happening in the cosmos? You surrender to the mother, saying that I am just doing this process. Whatever is needed for me at this stage of life, you know better, you handle it. That's it. Like when you come back from school, what do? You give the school book, note, tiffin box, everything to the mother. What she does is actually is not your problem. You just run out to play. With that attitude, you hand over the entire day to her. She is going to handle you. That's it. So the mantra is Om Shri Matre Namaha. And why are we doing all this exercise? Is I will just leave a thought which you go and do your own research. And maybe one of you in these 48 days, if you feel you have enough content, we will create a 5-minute slot so that you can come and talk about it. The word is telomeres. Telomeres. Enough research has been done on this concept. So when someone practices any process which helps them in furthering their inner journey, it appears they will experience this telomeres effect. Okay? I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just telling you, take this word, and after we finish the 48th day, you yourself will have some changes in the way you are seeing things. But be consistent. If you are traveling, don't worry. If you have no access to the internet, don't worry. But practice wherever you are. In case you are not able to practice at 5:55, again, don't worry. Somewhere 24 minutes you can pick up. You have 60 slots of 24 minutes available in the day. But don't give these options to your mind in the beginning. Attend the 5:31 session like how you are going to board a flight. You don't miss it, right? Rarely people miss a flight because there is a value for money and time. This value and money you give to yourself. And I'm happy this group has a lot of experienced practitioners, because I'm sure even if I get delayed, one of them will take the lead. So we don't need to worry about it. Is it okay? And some of you across time zones like Lydia or Soumya are here. If you feel Indian time 5:31 is too early for you, you fix a time and you get a group, we'll talk with them and start the process, you lead the process. Because whatever I spoke, everyone in Srimad Alumni knows about it. It is about practice which is important. Second, with whom we are practicing. So for extreme beginners, group is very important. When you start walking the journey of self-discovery, process becomes important, whether somebody is there or not. Am I making it clear? So don't push yourself to wake up night 1:30 to Ushana, Lydia, Linda, all of you. We will create your own group which will practice from wherever it is. Is it okay? So we saw about Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. We spoke about Antarmauna a bit, how to manage the process. Third, we dealt with Mantra Sadhana. Either you do breath awareness when Mantra Sadhana is said, or you pick up your own mantra and practice, or you could practice Om Shri Matre Namaha. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Any observations before we close?
Krishnan, just to make clear, it's 24 minutes, right? 12 minutes of Nadi Shodhana, 6 minutes of Antamana, and 6 minutes of Mantra Sadhana.
That's what I will reiterate the 12 minutes, 8 to 10. Okay, I'll reiterate it and we'll see. Yeah. Yes, Soumya?
Yeah, that was my question too, sir. The split of 24 minutes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how many times we recite the mantra, it is the count of the minutes.
Because we are doing in a group, we will go with measurement of time. When you are doing your self-practice, the number of rounds come into the play.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Anna?
Krishna, so because I would love to join, but we have 11.5 hours time difference, so it's morning my time. So would it be possible for you just to have a session? So just tune in, you know. So yeah, I do my run practice every morning, but to do this in a kind of systematic way, which you explained, it would be very nice. And not being able to join on a regular basis would be nice, kind of just to set the tone by you.
What we can do is we will share the first 3-4 days recording. Okay. So wherever you are, sometimes if you are all alone, you can just play the recording, go with the recording, finished. If you don't have a group, you can do that as well. So first 2-3 days, we will try to record the session and share it in the group. Is it okay? Yeah. Any other observations? Good. Thank you. So I'll edit this link. So morning we will meet. Yes, Soumya?
Nothing, sir. I just wanted to thank for this opportunity.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Krishna, we are using the same link, no?
Yeah, I will edit it and we'll use the same link. Okay. So, Bhavana, you're taken screenshot, huh? Whoever is there, attendance, so we can.
We can take one more, maybe everybody can smile.
But they have to come on camera and smile now. Yeah. If you can come on camera, it will be great. She's our official photographer also, event manager, world record. She pushes us to world record also, Bhavana. Because of her, we did 2 world records. Yeah.
All right.
Whoever can.
Anybody more?
Yeah. Brahmaji has joined.
Okay. Everybody smile.
Done? Okay.
Yes, done.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Take care.
Good.